Hello, all, and welcome to All Red. Well, it stings. Oh, it stings so bad. It hurts so bad, Kenny.
Just a little bit.
Liverpool crash out of the quad. I should say the quadruple is off, and we have a lot to talk about because yesterday was nothing short of a disaster. I'll call it a contained disaster because it was just one game and it was one competition. And we have to remember that no English club has ever won the quadruple.
That's right.
Including Liverpool.
Literally, days like these are the reason you do not win quadruples or trebles or multiple trophies.
It just goes to show you how difficult, how probably impossible it is to do that over the course of 9 months, where you are cramming so many games into weeks like this, where it just takes its toll. And I think around this time of year, March, is when things like this tend to happen. Mm-hmm. You have a team who has been robotic and energetic, and they've pulled off miracles multiple times, and it just didn't happen this time. Now, I will say, Kenny, before we kind of get into our reactions, I will say the setting for this one is what hurt the most. To lose like that at Old Trafford to Manchester United, I can't think of a worse way to lose. And that's, I think, what hurts the most. If that was Wolves away, it'd be like, dang, we just couldn't do it today. All right, let's move on. But the fact that we were able to give joy to Manchester United fans it just makes me want to vomit.
I mean, that's going to be the result of their season. Can they? I don't know. Can they? They'll maybe. I think they drew Coventry. Will they beat them? Probably. They're going to meet most likely City in the final, and I don't see them beating them at all. So that's going to be the result of their season, and you know what? They absolutely grafted and earned it. So like credit to them. But yeah, it does suck losing to them. But look, April 7th, we'll be back there, and we'll right the wrong.
Yep, and that's the one that really counts. I think, if any Liverpool fan today says, I don't really care about the FA Cup. I didn't want to win the FA Cup. I don't believe it because we were all believing in the Klopp-druple this year, the fairy tale of Klopp ending his final season with a quad, and now that's done. It's done and dusted. Which is fine. It's fine. Obviously, it was never in the cards. It was never going to happen. But, Kenny, how are you feeling today now that the dust has settled on what was an eventful Sunday?
I'm feeling, honestly, completely fine. Like, yeah, sucks that we're out of the cup. Like, obviously, you want to win everything that you're in. Stinks that it's against United. But, like, oh well. Like, overall, I think that is only the second time that we have actually both played poorly and lost. So the only other time that's happened was against Toulouse in Europa. That's the only other time that's happened. Arsenal, we lost that game. Arsenal was good on the day. They deserved that. And then the Tottenham game, we don't even need to touch on what happened to that one. So, and I think the only other time we lost was like against Union Saint-Gilloise in Europa, and that was like a dead rubber game anyway, so it didn't matter. Yeah. So we've had, honestly, games where we have played poorly and we've dug out results. But this is the one time where we really just kind of conceded it ourselves and we only have ourselves to blame for it, which is completely fine because this entire season has been an insane Herculean effort for what they've accomplished. And I think my overall feeling is that this is a good reminder, and it couldn't have happened at the best time because we have a international break. Hopefully everybody doesn't go off or we have any new injuries or anything like that. We have an extra week to come back and kind of regroup and have a good long think about it. But honestly, like I didn't lose any sort of confidence for anything else that we're going for.
No, because it's one game and you've seen a season-long bucket of results that have just been fantastic. Now, I will say to your point, Kenny, I agree with you. I think we have had many games this season where we've been poor, and either we've just dug it out and we've dug out a win, or the other team has also played poorly and couldn't put away chances that they should have. I will say several games this year where it's like are either Kelleher or Allison have been just kind of playing out of their mind to just block 2 or 3 1v1s in a game, and other teams have these sitters that they just continue to
Yep.
miss. And I think finally we came up against a team that didn't do that. They took their chances and they scored 4 goals
And
against us.
you can say that, but
Um,
they also missed a lot of other chances that they should have scored. Rashford should have won the game in full
I know.
time. He should have scored
Yep.
that.
That was one of the worst misses I think
Oh
I've
my
ever
God.
seen. It was. I mean, he had the perfect angle. His body was in the perfect placement. The touch he had, the first touch was
Oh,
perfect, and it
the
just.
definition
I
of
mean,
everything right but the finish.
credit to Kelleher. I think he did kind of make it a little difficult for him because he guessed
hmm
right and he, whatever you want
Yeah.
to say about that. He missed it. Liverpool missed chances. United missed chances in this one. But they put away 4 goals.
Yeah.
And anytime you concede 4 goals in a game, it's going to be a bad
Yeah.
day at the office. And it just seemed like, it was a game where, it was almost it was a game of 2 different storylines, right? It was like 2-1 and 2-1.
Yep.
Liverpool were up 2-1, and then Manchester scored 2 to our 1, and they won the
hmm
game. And it was so crushing because first goal goes in for United, and you're thinking, perfect. It's right where we want it. This is what we do every single game. We let the first goal in, and we give them a little confidence, and then we light a fire under
Yeah.
ourselves, and we go get it. And that's exactly what happened.
Yeah.
2 goals in 3 minutes before
Yeah.
half, and it's like, yep, here we go.
Yeah, I think the game
This
the
is
game
it.
completely started honestly the way I predicted it. United,
Yeah.
again, this was like the biggest game of the year so far. So they're going to come out hot. They're going to come out with just extreme effort, and they're going to want the game, and they completely did. Like they never really actually outplayed us. They only really ever outworked us, and then they got the goal
Yeah.
for it. And like they're just a weird team. Like if you just look at the way that they play, there's no connection between any line of that team, and it just makes the game that much more weird. And I feel like that kind of played into their hands a little bit. Maybe we just had to try to like figure out how to like kind of get through them, even though it wasn't really that hard. But then like
Yeah.
for whatever reason, I just felt like the game was so structurally weird, and for whatever reason, we just like had no cohesiveness. We couldn't press equally. We couldn't like kind of string enough passes together, or like whenever we were in attacking situations where we had like a numerical effort, we just couldn't make the right pass. It was just such a
Yeah.
weird game.
And that was again another really just difficult thing to swallow because we're up 2-1 and the entire second half. United looks like they're just
Yeah.
done. Like they're not even
Yeah,
trying.
after we went up 2-1,
And
that you're kind of thinking, okay, the second half is we're going to come out flying, we're going to kill this game.
right.
Yeah. Which they
What
did,
we do every game.
but they didn't finish the game.
Yeah, we couldn't finish our chances, and somehow we managed. And I was thinking, like, all right, I know it's not really a Klopp thing, but you're starting to get like 85th
Mhm.
minute, 86th minute. It's like maybe we should drop back a little bit, and just kind of stack it in. We don't want extra
Mhm.
time, and we all know how the story went. So, and it just seemed like Liverpool, for the first time this season in any competition, was tired and just didn't have anything left in the tank. And for whatever reason, that they just couldn't get it done.
Yeah.
They just couldn't get it done.
And
And
yeah,
that's
like
okay.
that's fine. The tying goal that they had was uh, who was that? Was that Nunez that, or no, that was in extra
It was
time.
done.
Yeah, or I think that was in extra time where they tied it. Nunez just slow on the ball, couldn't get the ball out, just deflects right into McTominay's path. Like it's unlucky.
Yep.
And then
Yep.
honestly, their winning goal, I I couldn't do anything but laugh as it was unfolding. Like I forget who lost the ball on the top of the box. It might have been McAllister or whatever. Again, it was just a slow attempt on the ball. He didn't really have a decision, couldn't
Yeah.
really make one. Loses it, goes to Garnacho. And as they're running back, I'm just laughing. I'm just like, wow, this is really happening. And then Garnacho plays the ball to Diallo, and it's not even really a good pass. And Bradley's
Right.
not in a bad position. And then before Diallo gets his shots off, Bradley slips a little bit, and then it just gives him that extra kind of angle to kind of get it between
Yeah.
Bradley and Keller, and just goes right. It was a great finish, and for me, it
Yeah.
was nothing short of like what both teams deserved, and I was just laughing.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm not going to blame anybody on the
Yeah,
team. It was a team effort in the loss. And to be fair, like we fought back
yeah,
twice and we got the lead twice. And I've seen a lot of people saying, get rid of
oh
Gakpo.
my
We got to sell
God,
Gakpo.
just
His off was
shut
terrible.
up.
It's like,
Shut
come
up.
on, guys. Those are the fans who feel like they're
Yeah.
owed win after win after win, and when they don't get it, they have to find someone to blame and absolutely just slam. And it's like, dude, okay, Cody Gakpo, he's 24 years old, and how many goals has he scored this
13.
season? Like 12, 13 goals. Come on, guys. Like we're not even
He's
out
in
of
a bad
March.
bit
He's
of
got
form.
13
Like,
goals
it
on the
is what
year.
it is. And last season, people were like demanding that he started above Nunez because of how well he was
Right?
playing. Like, just
He was
it's just
clinical.
so funny to me how a loss makes people forget the perspective of somebody's entire time here.
Yep. I half expected to see people say, "Clop out. This is it. I'm done. Clop
FSG
out."
gone.
FSG gone. Clop out. Michael Edwards out. Get him
Yeah.
out of here. See what happens when you sign Michael Edwards. Yeah. No, it's good. Here's the thing, Kenny. I'm a numbers
Yes.
guy, right? Like everything has a pattern. Everything has a pattern. Listen to
Okay.
this. 2 seasons ago, we were in the quadruple race once again, right? And how many games did it take for us to not win the quad?
2
2
games.
games,
Yep.
right? The Champions League final and that final week. How many less games do we have to play now this season?
2
2
games.
games.
Yeah.
The semifinal and the final of the FA Cup.
Oh,
treble
the
is
treble
on,
is well
Kenny.
and
The
truly
treble
on.
is on. We just need a Klopp themed treble way to say that. We'll have to think about that. We'll have to brainstorm on that one. The Klopp druple fits
It
so
really
well.
did.
The Jurgle, should we call it the Jurgle?
We'll workshop it. We'll come back to it.
Yeah, we'll workshop it. We'll put it through ChatGPT and we'll find a good way forward. With that being said, we have to look ahead. The FA Cup is done as far as we're concerned, and it really is the first taste of real defeat. Obviously, we lost it. We lost to Arsenal. No disrespect to Arsenal fans, but this is really the first time where it's like, dang, like there's no coming back from that
Yeah.
one in that competition. It's the first competition we're out of, and that stings a little
Yeah.
bit because we have not experienced that for maybe a full year.
Yeah.
It seems
And
like
it's honestly again, like how I said, like the timing wise of it is perfect. Like everybody gets to go national break, forget about it, come back and regroup
Yeah.
from it. But also like how we've been kind of playing poorly and digging out results. And this is like now the next time we actually get to see kind of, okay, what are they capable of after like actually getting a real setback in what they're actually trying to
Yeah.
do. So it's going to be nice to see them kind of come back from this. You'll get to see a little bit more of like what kind of mentality that they have.
And we have a lot of injury returnees, which is good. And the timing on that is good as well because I think some of those players will not be going on international duty who are nearly ready for return. Players like Trent Alexander-Arnold. I think Kanate is
I
really,
think
really
he
close
should
to
be
coming back. And I think Jota even like maybe the first weekend in April, which I was like, whoa, that seems quick, but it seems like that's his I think Jota is probably, I mean, obviously Alisson Becker, anytime you're missing the best player in his position in the world, you're going to hurt. Kelleher has been absolutely fantastic. But Jota, just the clinical finishing of Jota we have missed. And credit to all the players. Like, we've been fine apart from yesterday. We've dug out results, but just having that, I mean, you could say Mo Salah is that guy as well. But Jota just brings a different energy. It's like Salah is quick, he's fast, he can scream down the right side. Jota is more calm, more relaxed. His style of play is just controlled, and if he's anywhere in the box, you fancy him to put the chance away. And I think we've missed that a little bit. I think also from just a front three perspective, when you're missing a player like that who either can start or can come on late and make a huge impact, it just messes up your rhythm and your flow a little bit. Because when a guy like Jota is on the pitch and he is anywhere near the opposing team's goal, they are swarming. And it just opens up space. Darwin's that guy too. Like, anytime Darwin's got the ball, you've got to close him down because he can score from anywhere. So Jota returning is a massive boost. Curtis Jones. Let's not forget about Curtis Jones, who was really he was kind of a cornerstone of our midfield early on this season. I think he's coming back I think he'll be back for our next Premier League match on the 31st, which will be really good. So we've got all these players coming back. It was good to see Gravenberch on the team sheet yesterday as well.
Yep.
That was good. And I think too, just Konate and Van Dijk, when they're alongside of each other, it's really hard to break those two down. And I think he'll be back as well on the 31st for our next Premier League game.
Yeah, so that'll be good. Yeah, Jota, I'm excited for Jota to come back because not only does he pretty much always put away the ones that he should be scoring, he'll also somehow pull out a goal from nothing. He'll just find a way to put it in the back of the net.
Yep.
And, like, it's just something that I feel like is just the best at in our team.
Yeah.
And yeah, Konate coming back, he's an absolute monster. I just freaking love watching him chase after somebody and then just get the ball.
I heard somebody say that Konate was like having like an extra defender on your back line, which is true. And I think Klopp has designed it that way with players like Trent Alexander-Arnold, who before his injury was obviously our starting right back. And you've got him going forward on so many runs that Konate he's got to kind of fill those gaps that there's no right back there anymore because Trent Alexander-Arnold's taking a shot in the opposing box. Connor Bradley does the same thing, but Konate he's just able to track back, cover so much space, he's fast, so quick, so strong. I think there's been several Liverpool players who have said that Konate is the fastest player on the team. So
I believe it.
Yeah. And then
Curtis Jones is also really. Sorry, I cut you
off.
No,
go ahead.
Curtis Jones is also like, as you're like naming off the names, I'm also getting the feeling of like, oh wow, like, we've been like fine without them. Like, I kind of like forget about them a little bit. Like, Kelleher has been so fantastic. Like I think Allison goes right back in, unfortunately, for as well as Kelleher has done, but like that's just because he's him. And then like Trent, I've been kind of like, oh yeah, that's right, he has not been playing. But Bradley has been so effective, and he is so balanced when he's in there that the team is still completely fine. And Curtis Jones too, like it's great that he's coming back because like he offers so much like energy, and he knows how to get the ball to the right people. And a little bit of like what I expect from like Harvey Elliott too. It's really just like putting in the hard yards, getting the ball, and kind of advancing it to the people that need to get the ball at their feet, and like they know exactly how to do that.
Curtis Jones, to me, he's got a lot of the same traits as Gini Wijnaldum had, where like he's impossible to get the ball off of. He's just he's slippery. He's not going to score a ton of goals. He's not going to be the fastest player on the team, but just his connectivity in that midfield.
Yes.
And to be able to get the ball in the right places at the right time, he's a fantastic player. I don't know who he displaces in that midfield, because that midfield three right now is really good. I mean, you can't take McAllister out, you can't take Endo out, maybe Soboslai. I mean, Soboslai to me is
Yeah, it depends on what kind of game it
yeah,
is. Like if you're gonna need more energy in it, put in Curtis Jones,
yeah,
and then you can kind of bring Szoboszlai in afterwards to take him off.
yeah. But now you have so many options off the bench as well, and I
Yeah,
think I think there's been a lot of debate about this. I think Trent Alexander-Arnold walks back into this team. He is
yeah, because that's like the way the team is currently
yeah,
built to play, and
yep.
so he'll slot right in.
Connor
Yeah,
Connor Bradley's been fantastic. Connor Bradley cannot pick 80-yard passes out from the back like Trent. Nobody in the world can do it like Trent. And have we missed that? Yes. Has it hindered our chances in any of the games? Maybe. At the same time, I think that the squad they've done really well to kind of adapt to playing without that extra attacking dynamic from Trent Alexander-Arnold, but he's got to come right back in. I think what's really cool about Trent coming back is you have the opportunity now to put Trent in as a starter, move him into that midfield perhaps like they were doing prior to his injury, and then put Connor Bradley in a late game situation where he's got 20 minutes to now just have all the energy in the world and again make runs and do his thing. So there's a lot going on. There's a lot of players coming back.
it's a wonderful problem to have.
It is, and there's not going to be a shortage of games in these final 3 months. I was looking at the schedule. I think we have 7 games in March. We've got 7 in April, and then we've got 3 right now in May, but that doesn't include Europa League if we advance there. So,
And I think that's probably one of our biggest advantages, or at least that kind of brings us, I'd say probably give us a little bit more of an advantage, because at the moment the weakest thing between us, at least like in the Premier League, is that we weren't as healthy as Arsenal and Man City.
right.
Man City, for as like many players they have and as deep as they are. Arsenal, the big thing is that they are healthy. I think if they had injuries to 2 or 3 more players, I don't think that they would be performing as well as they would be right now.
No.
So I think that honestly is such a big boost to us going through the league. I don't see us really dropping many games if we do, with those people coming back.
With a 2-match draw against Atalanta, now you're going to have extra players to come in. Those are great games to get players like Trent Alexander-Arnold back in, maybe Konate back in, Curtis Jones back in, Jota. Get them back up to speed. Not saying that we're going to walk over Atalanta, but those are lower pressure games than Premier League games, and they're not against English teams, so it's less intense. It is, it's a cup game or 2 cup games. The first one is at Anfield, so I think those are going to be great opportunities. Once again, we're in 2 competitions now, not 3. And so I think those are going to be great opportunities to get players who've been out for a while back up to speed. But if I'm being completely honest, go ahead.
I really like the Europa setup right now. I like all the teams that are still in it. Atalanta is going to be fun. They remind me a lot of what was it, that 17-18 Liverpool team where it was just all attack, no defense, kind of like they're very fun to watch going forward, but I feel like they're a little more suspect at the back, which would probably work for us.
That sounds fun. That sounds good. I think it'll be I want both of them, Kenny. I want the Europa League and I want the Premier League. I want the Premier League.
So do I.
I want the Premier League more, obviously. I think anybody.
Yeah, I want the league more than anything.
If we're lifting that trophy on the final day and nothing else happens, I'll be very happy.
Yeah.
And we have in 2 weeks from today, or 2 weeks from yesterday, we will be watching Arsenal at the Etihad against Manchester City, which is just just so fun to know that someone's going to be dropping points in that game.
Someone's dropping points. Hopefully it's both of them, but somebody's dropping points.
But that's just so fun to know. It's just so fun. It makes me just feel warm and cozy inside. that one or both of those teams will be dropping points. That's just a fun time.
And then the other fun part about it is that both Aston Villa and Tottenham are playing all three of us and play a massive role in the run-in.
Yeah, there's going to be some tricky games there, especially the Tottenham.
Yeah.
I think Arsenal, they have to go to Tottenham, to White Hart Lane, which is it's kind of like when we go to Everton, always a tricky match there.
Yeah.
And Tottenham's a good side. We also have to go to Everton, which it's a little I think not quite as tough of a match as going to Tottenham, but we do have
it's just the nature of the derby. It's
just always tricky.
It's kind of up there.
But yeah, there's 10. Is it still 10 games to go in the Premier League?
Yeah, I think it's 10.
We're at 28 games right now.
Yeah.
Lots to play for still, and we move on. We've got 13 days until our next match, which is great, and we'll hope the boys stay healthy on their international breaks. Kenny, there was actually a big win over the weekend. Okay, I'm not sure if you're aware.
Oh yeah.
We hit triple digits on the channel. We're at I think we're at 100.
Let's go.
I think we're at 102 subscribers now. So
up the Red Show.
Massive thanks to all the subs, all the subscribers on the channel. That was a fun thing to witness, and let's just keep it going. Let's keep it going.
No, shout out to Ian and his uncle Jack. That's our support over in Liverpool.
Oh yeah,
that's
Wow, thank you, Ian and Uncle Jack. It's fantastic. We will be. There's your shout out. There
you go.
Let's see what we can do in the next month. Let's get to 200. Maybe maybe 10,000. We'll see. Shoot for the stars. Yeah. Maybe somewhere in between. We'll be good.
Somewhere in between. Yeah, I'll take that.
So big shout out to all you subscribers. We super duper appreciate it. Massive thanks to Kenny for jumping on once again. And I feel better, Kenny.
Of course.
I feel better. This was therapeutic. I'm ready.
Yes.
I'm ready for the rest of the season, and now to wait for 13 days before we see Liverpool back in action.
It's a nice break.
It'll be a cleanse.
It's a nice break. We'll need it.
It'll be a good cleanse. Yeah. We can go about our lives. We can get work done. We can, do the things that we're supposed to be doing, and we can gear up for Brighton at home, and we can get behind the boys. And we can say, up the Reds.
Up the Reds, up the All Red Show.
I love it when you say that, Kenny. I love it. Thanks for watching this All Red clip. If you liked the video, click the like button and comment below. Let me know something about whatever it is you want to say. And, of course, consider joining the All Red community by subscribing to this channel. It's fast, it's easy, it's free, and it's all red. And you're welcome to stay here and keep watching this video as long as you like. But I actually need to go. So, thank you. I'll see you later.